My name is Ravi. I'm a documentary filmmaker, obsessed with abandoned places that hide whispers of the past, especially those rumored to be haunted. Over the years, I've explored forgotten temples, ruined forts, and colonial cemeteries, but nothing had ever truly shaken me. That changed the day I heard about the Blue Mansion. Nestled deep within rural Punjab, hidden behind misty woods and thorny fields, stood a century-old mansion painted in fading blue. Locals whispered of curses and disappearances. Whoever enters the Blue Mansion, they said, either loses their mind or vanishes without a trace. That was the exact kind of challenge I craved. I arrived in the village on a fog-drenched morning, camera gear in hand, excited and skeptical. The villagers, however, were not amused by my enthusiasm. An old man with cloudy eyes grabbed my arm near the tea stall and said in a shaking voice, "Turn back, son. No video is worth your soul." That mansion, it's not empty, but warnings never stopped me before. That evening, I set out alone. The path leading to the Blue Mansion was overgrown, as if nature itself wanted to hide it. Crows cawed overhead, the wind whispered names I didn't know, and the air grew colder with every step. After nearly an hour of walking, I saw it standing tall behind rusted gates and overgrown ivy. The Blue Mansion. Its windows were shattered, yet I felt eyes behind them. The door was half open, creaking as if it breathed. I took a deep breath, turned on my camera, and entered. Inside, the temperature dropped instantly. Dust danced in the beam of my flashlight. Portraits on the walls had been clawed at, faces scratched away. The silence was thick like something waiting. My camera caught glimpses of symbols etched into the wooden walls. Unfamiliar, twisted, almost alive. As I stepped into the grand hallway, I heard a faint whisper behind me. "Ravi." I froze. No one knew I was there. The voice was cold, female, and came from the shadows. When I turned, no one was there. I checked my footage. There was no sound. Nothing. But I knew what I heard. Suddenly, the door slammed shut. I ran toward it, but it wouldn't budge. That's when I noticed something horrifying. My reflection in the hallway mirror didn't move. It just stared back, grinning, and then it blinked. My reflection, it blinked. I stumbled back from the mirror, heart racing. The face staring at me looked exactly like mine, but the smile was wrong. It was too wide, too cold. It felt alive. As I stepped back, the reflection didn't follow it, stayed in place, watching me. Then suddenly, it raised its hand before I did. I turned and ran down the hallway, past rooms I hadn't noticed before. The air felt thicker now, like breathing through wet cloth. Strange whispers echoed through the walls, like children humming twisted lullabies. Every door I passed was slightly ajar, and every room behind them was pitch black except one. It glowed faintly with candlelight, even though no one had been here in decades. Inside, the shelves were covered in cobwebs, but one book lay open on the floor. It wasn't dusty, not even old. It looked fresh, as if someone had just placed it there. The title on the cover read, "Ravi's Final Chapter." My stomach turned, hands shaking. I flipped through the pages. My name was everywhere. It was writing itself. The book described everything I had done since entering the mansion, step by step, minute by minute. The last sentence chilled my bones. He opens the library door again, but it's no longer the same house. I turned around and opened the door I had entered from. Outside the library was no longer the hallway. It was a long, red corridor with doors on either side, hundreds of them. The walls pulsed like living flesh, and the floor was warm, like skin. I tried to scream, but the sound died in my throat. From one of the doors ahead, I heard scratching, then knocking, then something whispering my name again. I backed away, trembling, when suddenly a hand grabbed my shoulder. I spun around. It was me, or something wearing my face. Its eyes were hollow, mouth stitched shut with black thread, and its skin pale like a corpse pulled from water. Before I could react, it leaned close and whispered in my ear, its voice muffled. "You've been here before, Ravi. You never left." And then everything went dark. Darkness, but not the kind your eyes adjust to. This was alive, a darkness that moved, that breathed. I felt it wrapping around me like cold, wet fabric, dragging me deeper into itself. I couldn't tell if I was standing or floating. All I knew was that I wasn't alone. From somewhere in the void, I heard chanting low, guttural, ancient. Then a light appeared. A single, flickering candle hovering midair. I stumbled toward it and saw a door. It was carved with strange runes and a single symbol I recognized from the book in the library. The same symbol had been scratched on the walls, on the mirrors, even on my reflection's forehead. I opened the door. What lay beyond wasn't a room, it was a memory. My childhood home, my mother in the kitchen, my younger self playing with a wooden toy. But something was wrong. The people didn't move. They just stood, frozen. And in the reflection of the living room mirror, I saw my current self watching, trapped, screaming. That's when it hit me. The mansion didn't haunt people. It consumed them. It created illusions from their mind, broke their sanity, and trapped their soul inside the mirror dimension, forever looping, forever hunted. I turned to run, but the walls collapsed. The wooden floor cracked like dry bone. The reflection of myself, the stitched-mouthed version, came crawling out of the broken mirror, its arms bending the wrong way, its eyes weeping black liquid. "You let us in," it whispered. "Now there is no out." Dozens of hands emerged from the ground, clawing at my legs. I screamed louder than I ever had in my life, but no sound came. The mirror behind me showed me thrashing, fighting, breaking, then suddenly, still, dead. And in the final flash, the mirror went dark. A week later, villagers reported seeing strange lights in the mansion again. No one dared enter, but one traveler swore they saw something at the window. A man, with a camera, smiling. But his eyes were completely black, and behind him, in the mirror, 1,000 hands scratched to get out.